Hello, welcome to my channel, another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and I am here to do my October TBR for 2021. Now, a lot of people dislike the term TBR and prefer something like Pile of Possibilities or POP. I would like to think of it as a poop. If you can think of a second O, P-O-O-P, let me know in the comments below. But I will just go with TBR for now. Now this is basically one of my first videos that I'm making in my new home in Virginia. I'm having a little bit of trouble finding good lighting, or may I say over-lighting in my new house. So I'm sorry for the shine in the background. So, the books that I'll be reading for October. I have already started reading Samskara, A Rite for a Dead Man. And this is a novel translated from a language that I have never heard before. It's Kannada with a K. It is a language from the southwestern region of India. And essentially this is a novel about a Brahmin man who dies. And there's some question whether he was living a righteous Brahmin life or not. And a second man has been asked to review his life and determine whether he was a good Brahmin or not. Now, in the Hindu religion, if a Brahmin dies and does not get funeral rites, that man or that Brahmin will return as a ghost or a demon, and the villagers do not want this man to return as a ghost. Now, I should finish this probably tomorrow. It's a very short book. The second book I have started already is my choice for Victober. Now, I am not participating in any particular Victober groups. I'm not following any list or questions to answer. I am just reading a Victorian novel. And what I have chosen is Barchester Towers by Anthony Trollope. Now, this is an audio book. I read the first book in the series, in Barchester series, The Warden, in August. And I found that just a very delightful book to read. Anthony Trollope writes in a very conversational style, and it's just a life of English people in the 1800s. The next book I will be reading probably also qualifies for October. This will be for the humorous book group hosted by Mark over at Book Time with Elvis, and that will be Diary of a Nobody by George Grossmith and Weedon Grossmith. I'll be reading this as an ebook, so I do not have a copy to show you. I have not started that book yet. Now, early on in my Booktube career, I promised to read every book by Raymond Chandler, and that got derailed a bit when I started moving. And I've gotten through most of this volume of Library of America. I've actually read 3 novels, The Big Sleep, Farewell My Lovely, and The High Window. I have not read the Pulp stories completely yet. I have read the first 2 stories, I think 12 out of 12. I've read the first 2 stories out of 13 in this volume. And I will be reading basically a book, then reading a short story, read a book, then read a short story. And I think I'll be able to get through this collection of pulp short stories by the end of October. The next book I'll be reading is an ebook. Again, I won't have a copy to show you. It is Admatka by Karin Tidbeck. This is a Swedish science fiction author. She translated her own book, so she originally wrote, I think it was Swedish, then translated into English herself. I read a review of this in either the Washington Post or the New York Times. I wrote it down on the list of books that I might want to read, and when it came up for sale in Amazon for $1.99, I purchased it probably over a year ago, and I'm just getting around to reading it now. I don't remember a lot of the story. I know it involves things turning into a goopy flesh-like substance. The next book I will be reading is Hawksmoor by Peter Ackroyd. And here is my copy of Hawksmoor. I will be doing this as a buddy read with Sandy over at Miss Reads a Lot and Alice at the Giant Bookshelf. I don't remember a lot of what this book is about. I know it is about an architect in England who has to rebuild after a major fire. And then I am going to be picking up a Western. Michael K. Vaughan basically solidified this idea for me. I know I wanted to read a lot of my Library of America books, and on his channel he mentioned that probably next year he is going to be trying to read like one of these books a month, but I think he's going to be trying to read the whole collection of novels within a volume of the Library of America. I don't plan to read this entire volume. I'm just going to read Warlock by Oakley Hall and call that a day. And then maybe next month I will pick up a different volume of Library of America and read one of the books in that collection. Eventually I'll probably flip back and read some of the other books in this collection, but not right away. And I believe that the story of this is about the gunfight at the OK Corral, or a fictionalization of that story. After that, I will be reading The Battle Cry of Freedom. Now, I am holding up a paperback edition of this book. I actually have the audio book, and I'll be mostly listening to the audio book for this. I will probably be referring back to this paperback edition when there will be maps or pictures in here, or just for clarification. Now, the reason I want to read this is that I have recently moved from Virginia and the city of Fredericksburg. If you are all familiar with Civil War history, you will know that there was a major battle fought in the city of Fredericksburg during the Civil War. And I just want to learn more about the Civil War. And this should be a very good one-volume introduction to the Civil War. After I finish this, I have plans to read other novels set during the Civil War. And whenever possible, I would like to read the novel, then do the review of that novel in the location that the novel was set. So I do have a book about the novel about the Battle of Fredericksburg. So I'd read that, review it on the battle fight, the National Park battle fight site. So we'll see how that goes. After that, I will be reading an ebook. I've seen this reviewed on someone's channel. I don't remember whose it is. It is How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House by Charlie Jones. And after that, I will be reading my Booktube spin number 4. I will be making a separate video on that. It's going to be a horror novel. And whatever book wins that, I'll be reading during the last week of October. Now, also during October up through the end of December, I am going to be participating in the 2-month review podcast book, Read Along. And this is 2066 by Roberto Bolaño. Now, I have read this book before. I have gotten it as an audiobook, and again, primarily I will be listening to this as an audiobook. There are sections that I'm going to want to read along and listen to the text as I read. I will put a link down below for the 2-month review podcast. Not only do they do a podcast, they do a live stream on YouTube, so you can watch it there. If anyone wants to join me, please do. I think this is a fabulous and interesting book. And as I said, they will start with an overview on October 5th. I believe they start reading the book the week after, and we'll go to the end of December. So if you want to, please join me with the 2-month review podcast for 2066. And that is my plans for reading in October. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.